Hello everyone, friends. Today we're at the New York Auto Show. We're gonna check out everything that's being showcased here today. I'll be filming reviews of the most interesting cars and telling you all about what's here. Let's go. Unfortunately, I can't get closer to these cars now and touch them. They wouldn't be in that state if everyone could come up to them and touch them. I think you all know this car. Oh, NSX is one of the first Bugatti Veyrons. And I would say it's one of the more unconventional machines here. The wheels are just rubber. It has a chain drive. By the way, a piece of the cardan shaft is present. Over there by the gearbox, there's a piece of the drive shaft and the rear axle. But further on from the axles, this is off-road equipment, and that's how they raise the axle higher. So it's positioned much higher, and because of that, they get a lot of ground clearance underneath. In other words, it's quite capable off-road. And the wheels aren't susceptible to any punctures or any kind of rough terrain at all. Except that they're narrow, but for that time, it was probably okay. This is quite an interesting vehicle. Beautiful rear fenders. By the way, cars like this can be seen more often in New York City than a Bugatti Veyron. In short, to be completely honest, I decided that this car interests me the most. But someone decided that, for some reason, regardless of my own interest, it simply can't be opened. The Hummer Home is a rugged, iconic vehicle originally designed for military use and known for its impressive off-road capabilities. Well, let's go and check out the new brands. Who brought what? What new models does Nissan have? What did Zed and Toyota bring? Ford, I know, brought the Mustang. Let's take a look at all the most interesting things now. I'll tell you all about it. We're in the Toyota section. In front of you is what you've been waiting for so long, the Toyota RAV4, which hasn't changed at all. Just kidding. There are hardly any Toyotas. I'll take a look at any new interesting cars now. Maybe just the little GR and the Supra, but it's exactly the same. Nothing has changed at all. I doubt there are people who haven't seen this yet, at least among sports fans and Toyota enthusiasts. But it does look beautiful in person, although there are already a lot of them driving around the city. Here's another little one. Or rather, a real tiny one. And some kind of blocked off prototype from Supra. Could anything have changed there, or is it just a sports version? Now this perhaps is an interesting specimen. What do you think? The 4Runner Cabriolet. I'd call it a coupe cabriolet. An interesting version. I haven't seen one like this before. So, while I'm here, let's start with the Mustang, but not this one. Their new model is over there on the stage. That's the Ford Mustang GTD, model year 2025. Of course, this isn't a stock model. Ford, I think everyone has already seen this Mustang, especially those who follow the drifting scene. Some people are already using it, some have already built one for themselves. By the way, James Dean, same one, I think everyone knows him. He literally just recently built this exact same Ford for himself to compete in drift competitions. Here, for example, is the updated Ford Expedition. The changes aren't major, but the Expedition still looks great. You're already doing it right now. Everything is electrified now. I think you all know the F-150 behind me. Lobo. Some other small pickup from Ford. Zebra. And here they're presenting the Subaru Outback, already the 2026 model year. Subscribe to the channel. Let's take a look at the design. What do you think? Wow, I don't work with him. I can take all my adventures with me and the ones you remember for life. A new generation, this family tree, its owners, a very atmospheric area. Subaru. Even the crickets are chirping out there. They did it pretty interestingly. Exactly what Subaru was made for. Oh, by the way, the hybrid Forester, I also never really paid attention before whether it existed or not, but it turns out it does. Share of miles. Subaru Motorsport USA. The headlights are drawn on, and basically the whole car is decorative, but it's maximum sport. My neighbor got exactly the same one. Here's the Dodge Ram hybrid chassis, which they're now using to build all their main vehicles. By the way, come on, I'll show you. This thing, I'd say, is more for construction purposes. Whoa! Another extra compartment, as if it's convenient for storing something. Wow! But the compartment is cool, good for keeping things. Everyone knows that most Americans use this vehicle purely as a work truck. Just a regular workhorse. So, the reason we're all here, this is finally the Fiat 500. Such a strange thing. Here they've set up a mini test track. I absolutely don't see any point in this at all. They just drive straight, accelerate a bit, brake sharply, turn, and repeat. Totally useless thing. But there's even a line for it. It'll only be interesting if someone flies off the track. Next to this minivan at Chrysler, there's this thing just standing there as if it's nothing special. Don't ask me what it is, because I have no idea. I can only show it to you. The Chrysler 6 from the 1920s, the 1920s, over 100 years old. And they also have this here. Now this looks unusual. All right, we're gradually making our way to Jeep. Wagoneer. Rubicon is over there. I've never seen their trunk open like that. Maybe I just never paid attention before. The exterior is only slightly changed. Interesting. All right. I recently did a review of the Genesis GV70. By the way, check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Now there's a new facelifted version for 2025, or more precisely, it's already the 2026 model year. The interior has been slightly updated. Let's take a look now. They've installed a large display. By the way, they've changed the grille. This is the 80. Here's the 70. I'll quickly show you the interior. and what new options they've added, it has become much more attractive. It used to be really ugly. So the GV70 here it is. You can get the red interior in these countries. Here's something interesting, by the way, a prototype of the new Genesis. I don't know if something like this will ever go into production. It looks unusual. What do you think? Yes, on wide off-road tires. Overall, it could actually quite possibly exist. I think it's a pretty impressive and well thought out design. Let's see if Genesis will make a luxury SUV. Will it ever be released? It's literally right next to the Genesis Magma Race. Hyundai, including Genesis, is already successfully participating in racing. After all, they need to promote their brand somehow, their new Genesis brand. Here are the last couple of absolutely fascinating models right over here on this floor. I literally saw this little one just yesterday, I think, or the day before in the city. The Z broke down. We need to figure out what's wrong. It won't go. Anyone have any ideas? Maybe it's because it's not mine. This section is for supercars. Unfortunately, they don't let you in there. But still, I know there are some places where you can get a closer look at them. Short, I went downstairs and grabbed a quick bite. There aren't that many interesting new cars upstairs. Now we're going downstairs. I don't know what floor this is, maybe the basement, or maybe that was the third floor, the second or the first. Outside, they're test driving Ford, Jeep, and a few other brands. You can take a ride. So on this floor, there are more custom builds, like those two Porsches behind me. There are also factory-made RVs that have been converted, and trailers. And over there, there's one section that's especially interesting to me. Let's go take a look now. A few expensive toys. (1,400 horsepower, 802 seconds, a quarter mile. What do you think? Is that fast or not? Next to it is a GTR with 1,500 horsepower, but it does it in 8.5 seconds. Here is the tuning corner. I'll find a couple of interesting cars now and film them up close. Mazda RX-7. What do you think? It's been preserved. That silly GTR again. Just another GTR. Now, the Toyota Trueno, that's what I'm talking about. That's a real car. Not like those GTRs of yours. If you haven't seen the Supra, you won't even believe what engine they've put in here. JZ. Wow. Very surprising. A 9,806 Subaru with a Subaru engine. Another Subaru. And another Subaru. Who likes this kind of style? What do you think? Nissan Kid. Infiniti is also one of my absolute favorite cars. From the 2000s. The Americans love that kind of thing. And BMW, with that kind of remarkably powerful and expertly engineered high-performance engine, of course. M50 Turbo. All the classics are in this row. BMW, Mercedes, all from the 90s and 80s. There's a Nissan hiding over there, a GTR. Oh, I almost walked right past it. That's a 6. Just sitting there, looking so unremarkable. The glass is cloudy. But for its age, it's not bad. The trend for chopped hoods. Beautiful F30s. Oh, now that's a more interesting engine. Once again, as you might have guessed, it's the M50, however. This time, it's the turbo version, just as we've seen before. A Capri with a hard top. Again, M50, but naturally aspirated. And once more, M50. Oh, probably an M20. Small one. Also capricious. Let's move on. What's here? Another Corvette, which this time we're not allowed to touch, but we've already touched it upstairs. That Volkswagen from the upper floor came down here for a test drive, along with a few other cars. This is a Cadillac. As far as I know, a Cadillac of this size isn't exactly a race car. The sounds make it seem like a competition is about to start, but everything is extremely strange. On such a small, plug-like track, any car can seem fast. There aren't huge lines, but people are still taking rides. The cars are constantly making noise, never stopping. Oh, the police are presenting their car. Now that's an interesting topic. The 2000. See a lot of them here. It has its original condenser motor. Over there, the guys are pointing at the BMW 2002. There it is, hiding. Another legend, the 124 station wagon. And on the other side, we have the police cars, such as those distinctive automobiles used by law enforcement. This is what a police car used to look like in the past, as you can see. Not that long ago. And behind them are the modern ones. Interestingly, on the 4th floor here, there are small pavilions. And, you know, students are also making some pretty interesting technology. It's something like a sports car, a buggy, and a solar car. And let me show you. This is a prototype, but it looks like it's been wrecked. Even though they race it, it's a proper race car. That's the idea behind it. I think everything is written here by whom, when, and where it was invented and made. But as I already said, all these cars, for example, this one, it's a solar car. Everything was assembled by students. Oh, they have a number of sponsors. That's cool too. As I said, this is a new electric car. Or more precisely, its frame. Right now, it's still being assembled. There will also be a motor in the back. The electronic accelerator pedal is already installed. This is roughly what it will look like. This is a 3D printed model. Okay, one more thing. Something like an off-road buggy. also assembled entirely by students, by a dedicated team. Wow, this is a ladle. What a ladle. What do you think? As you can see, this object already comes equipped with holes and seat belts, which are important safety features. Now, let's take a closer look at what I have here. This is a standard gasoline-powered engine, the kind you would typically find in a regular lawnmower. All right, let's move on and see how it works. That's how students have fun. Here is robotics. And a couple of homemade airplanes. When I was a kid, we made wooden stools in shop class. What do you think about what students are building at university these days? I'm jealous. I'd love to take it for a spin. And over here, as you can see, there's a very long line of people all eagerly waiting for their turn to ride in these standard passenger cars. That's how they spend the week here, driving around at this auto show. And then you come and buy this brand new, absolutely new car. I don't understand people who want to take a ride there. The track is absolutely uninteresting. It's indoors. Out of all this, maybe the most interesting thing is feeling the start in the Dodge. This is especially true for the generation of people today who have never had the chance or experience to drive race cars, whether for fun or in any professional setting. And by the way, it's also important to mention that this car is fully electric, which makes it stand out from traditional race cars. What do you want to say? This one is electric as well. By the way, it took off a bit faster. I'm still waiting for them to crash. Jeep! You do realize that all of these, the new cars are absolutely different until not broken in yet at all, as you can see, as you can clearly tell. And then people like me go out and buy a car and say, so, it only has 40 kilometers on it. How many thousands of kilometers do I need to drive it to properly break it in? 2, 3, maybe even 4,000 perhaps? And then they tell me, no need at all. The car is already broken in. What do you mean already broken in? Well, our technology nowadays is such that new cars are absolute, they're already broken in right from the very start, from the moment you get them. So you really don't have to worry about breaking them in at all. Honestly, it's all been taken care of. Well, now I understand where they break them in. You can rack up a lot of mileage here. The area is small, but at least everyone starts off flooring the gas in a brand new, unbroken in car. At best, they change the oil afterward, or sometimes they don't change it at all. And then they sell it to me as new, broken in. What do you think? Do you agree that this is trash? As for me, being interested in driving on these hills is nothing special, especially since they're all just imitations, not real hills. I just came over out of curiosity to ask. Of course, they won't let me behind the wheel. It's about the driver, and even just to ride along, there's a line for an hour and a half. No, I'm not gonna wait. I think it's time to wrap up this video. I've already walked around twice. Leave a comment if you found this interesting and let me know if I should make more videos like this. If so, write what exactly you'd like me to show in more detail. Well, good luck to everyone. Bye everyone.